Hey guys, in the fast lane here. This vehicle has been leaking oil for years. Every time you park it, you have all kinds of oil leakage on the ground. We're going to find out where this oil leak is coming from. In order to do that, we're going to use this Auto Pro, and this stuff is UV dye. We're going to hit it up with a black light. Now this flashlight goes from a flashlight to a black light, and it'll detect where that leak is coming from. Now to detect this leak, we're going to put this entire bottle inside the engine oil. We're going to turn the engine on and let it run. And when it starts leaking, we're going to hit it with the UV light and we'll be able to see it light up nice bright yellow. This bottle is 1 ounce and it says to put 1 ounce in 5 quarts of oil. Just going to take off the oil cap. Open this up. Give it a little shake. And we got a little cap, we got to pop it. And we'll just pour it right on in there. There we go. Put the cap back on. And now we'll run the engine, warm it up, and let this stuff leak. I'm going to run this engine, let it warm up, drive it around a little bit, and then we'll come back to it when it's dark. We'll hit it with the UV light and we should be able to see it immediately. Just to give you an idea what this stuff looks like when it illuminates, there's a little bit right there on my finger. As you can see right here, we found the leak right away, much earlier than I thought we were going to find it. Turns out to be the oil filter is leaking. Probably one of the seals around the top started leaking. I only had to start this engine for, I'd say, maybe 30 seconds. Just a couple drops in that mixture of oil, but you can see it clearly that it's leaking right there. You can see down here, it's just leaking like a sift right off that oil filter. Now, if you look right here, we can definitely see the UV dye. And at the top, you can see where it's coming from. If you look right at the top, you can see how it's coming from the seal up top. Looking a little further, we also have some more leaks. And if you look real close, you can see that it's leaking off of the drain bolt on the oil pan. So the washer, more than likely on this drain bolt, is bad. We'll have to get a new washer. Well, you're not going to believe this, but I haven't even unscrewed this filter. And this is how loose it is. I kid you not. Can you believe that? Now here's why this drain plug was leaking. If you look closely, you can see there's a double washer on there, copper washer. So there's the copper washer right there, and then this one on the bottom is supposed to be sealing, but it can't because this one right here was stopping it from sealing. They didn't remove the old washer, it looks like. Now another way that an oil filter can back out and unscrew all by itself is if you don't change out the oil filter frequently and this O-ring hardens. It becomes very brittle, so the vibration of the engine goes right into the O-ring and into the filter and just starts backing out, just vibrates right out. This becomes real hard and brittle, kind of like solid plastic. So make sure you change out your oil filters consistently with your oil changes. When replacing your oil filter, you always want to put a little bit of oil around the O-ring so it doesn't get stuck when you're tightening it. I personally always like to fill up my oil filters. Just let the oil kind of saturate in the filter. and then you get a much less dry start. Now you always want to double check to make sure your O-ring isn't on here, because if it is, it'll mess up the other filter. The other filter will leak immediately. Give it a good hand tighten, and that's it. Go ahead and put one of these Dorman washers on, and we just put a new one just like that, and we shouldn't have any more leaks. Go ahead and tighten it down, and that's it. Now here I'm getting ready to change the oil, and I like to use castor oil. Now this is 5W30 synthetic, and the original I believe it called for 5W20, but going up in weight from a 20 to 30 weight is actually considered to be good with older high mileage vehicles. Just checking the dipstick, and I'll be adding little increments to get it right where we need to get it. We're going to take some of this CRC brake cleaner. Spray off all the oil. After doing this repair, the vehicle no longer dripped any more oil on the driveway.